Sorry, my cat was making noise again. Anyways, match number 7 is on the way. Going to be a TvP. Let's see. Match number 7 will be a TvP on Deadwing. So we'll get into that game right away. I think that's like a little bug or something up on the ceiling. Cat is going absolutely crazy. I like how I'm now narrating the cat's actions in the casting cadence. Sorry, I'm just trying to switch over to the game here. There we go. There we go. So one of our diamond matches. TvP on Deadwing. Kind of enjoy this map. I kind of like some of the options you have for attack paths with the some paths being blocked off. Able to it's interesting SimCity around those sneak attack backdoors. Alright, let's get into the game. Up here in the top left corner. Good luck, have fun. Typing can be challenging. Keyboard's always OP. In the top left here. From Luck13, we have our yellow Terran, Metalcore. And down in the bottom right, hailing from CTsix, our orange Protoss, Indaend. Indaend? Indaend. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. So right now we have fairly standard business coming from both of our players. Oh, that's a fairly quick. Unless that scout went out on 9, I missed. Well, that was probably a 9 scout actually. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. 15 double gas from our Protoss, and no second gas, I'm sorry, no second gas from our Terran. So, like we might see perhaps a Reaper, or no. Gonna be very fast add-on reactor coming down. So, could be some quick Marines, could be some Reapers. That second refinery coming down. We're just about done for our Protoss. And it is 2 Marines and a factory coming down. And it looks like a Robo Bay. Proxy Robo from Indaend. That is wonderful. I love seeing stuff like this. I love seeing unorthodox play, you know, things that just kind of catch a player off guard, catch a caster off guard. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Maybe a quick warp prism maybe some immortals, or maybe see a super fast no, this looks like it's gonna be an immortal. So that don't even need to talk about my other idea. That might have been a super quick Colossus. Because who knows, when you proxy a robo, you know, if you're gonna be one of those people that can proxy a robo up there, you're capable of anything. We have a tank in production for Metalcore. So we have some 1-1-1 with a bunch of Marines. The tank is like a tech lab coming down on the starport, so I'll probably see Banshee, maybe a Raven. Whatever it is supply blocked at the moment. It looks like it is going to be a Raven. So it's going to be interesting, interesting little push. With just a couple of gates and a couple of immortals, but those immortals would make short work of that tank if they're able to focus fire on that. Point defense drone, not effective against immortals, since immortals don't actually fire projectiles. But stalkers do. So the defense drone went down. Stalkers would be rendered essentially useless. We have 3 gates. 3 gates, 2 immortals, and the mothership core coming down. Marines coming down. Probably not what Metalcore expected to see as he marched down that ramp. Those Marines had a bad day. Those 2 tanks definitely able to fend off this aggression. Banshee coming out is going to be able to do good work, although, where did that observer? Wasn't an observer, unless the observer, oh there it is. So the observer might have got sniped due to the vision from the Raven. Needs to be careful with that. A couple of sentries, gonna be good for splitting off some of this army. Although unfortunately, those tanks in siege position, siege mode, the force fields won't do anything to hold those sieged shells back. Just trying to find a good position to be in. Metalcore not taking any chances. Basically trying to get shots off as quickly as, you know, as soon as those units come into range. Yep. Yeah. And then it's gonna have to think twice about engaging this formidable four tank defense. Those immortals do put out some good defense, especially against some good offense, especially against armored, such as tanks. So Metalcore just very slowly, very deliberately advancing forward out of his base. Wants to take a natural expansion, which behind all this, Indaend has another immortal in production. No more tech, still sitting on 3 gateways. No forge. Just gonna try to make something work with what he has at hand. There goes the forge. He's just leapfrogging these tanks forward, really making it difficult for Indaend to engage at all. That is not anything you want to move your units into. That is 4 or 5 tanks basically shitting on you from the sky all at the same time. No one likes that. Yep. And they're in range, I think, at this point. It's gonna take a lot to break that siege line. Well, second robo in production for Indaend. So looks like he's gonna stick with it. He's gonna make it work. Immortals or die trying. And I definitely admire that. Immortals are some of my favorite units. Going on back here. Just bring up some cannons in case Metalcore decides to be a little sneaky, and in the midst of all of this back and forth up in front of his base, decides to sneak in a drop. Robotics Bay coming down. Like, we're going to be getting some Colossi at some point. So now Metalcore realizes it's safe to clear out any forward pylons. And do a little bit of scouting around the map. So I almost think that this robo here was more to make up for the inevitable fact that this robo will eventually be destroyed once Metalcore finds it. It's going to be terrible to be sans that robo, although looks like he's putting down the third robotics down here. Would be interesting if it never got scouted, if he was able to build on three robotics facilities worth of production. So third base as well coming down for both of our players. Army supplies and worker supplies just about even. So after all of that back and forth, neither side really has much of an advantage. Just both sides getting their economy up, getting their upgrades. 1-1 on the way for 1-1 just getting started for our Terran player. 1 attack on the way for our Protoss. Thermal Lance, a couple of Hellbats for our Terran player. Thermal Lance for our Protoss. A couple more gateways going down. Metalcore sees the Robo Bay. Maybe saw that Colossus come out. Couldn't have been surprised after seeing the Immortals. It's a pretty logical route. I don't know where this Colossus thinks he's going. Once in a while, Colossi cliffwalk. They can path in odd directions. So he's kind of coming out in the middle of the map here, looking to do some work. So now he sees the proxy. Sees the proxy over here. And a warp prism up here. I don't know if that was scouted out or not. He's trying to get into a good position here to engage this Terran army. All those tanks just raining hell down from the top of the ramp. A couple of secret missiles. Yeah, that went from good-sized Protoss army to no Protoss army, and a very significant army lead for our Terran. It's almost 50 supply lead, 50 army supply. Two more gates just about done for Indaend. Getting his third base gases. Just as a quick heads up, after this match I'm going to take a very quick break. Not even 2 minutes. If you won't have anything interesting to see in the meantime, and I do apologize. I don't have any fanciness lined up for you. So Metalcore coming down, taking out this, very slowly taking out this robo. And pylon and taking a 4th base. Indaend getting a Twilight Council. Going for his 4th base as well. Very tricky position for Indaend right now. Very even economy. As well, so often tough to say that when you're against a Terran as mules. Even with even economy, will slant the mineral harvesting rate in the Terran's favor. But very even worker numbers, very uneven army supplies. 107 for the Terran, only 46 army for our Zerg. I'm sorry. 107 for the Terran, 60 for our Protoss. 2-2 coming for our Protoss. 2-2 just about done for our Terran. Charge on the way, and archives. They're going to be seeing some ghosts as well from our Terran player. Where's that academy? 2 academies. Armors. Where's the academy? Oh, there it is. 3 ghosts in production. I don't know if we have a nuke on the map at all yet, but the charge is just about done. Warping in a good number of Archons, which those ghosts will make short work of. EMP so good against units like Archons, good against all Protoss units, getting rid of those shields, but especially where the bulk of an Archon's survivability is in its shields. When those shields are gone, they just melt. Army supply lead slimming up a little bit. 129 to 86. Charge is finished. This is not the best engagement for our Protoss. Those Archons making short work, but getting made short work of in the process. Forced to retreat across the map. Round of Zealots here, trying to stave off this flood of Hellbats and tanks. Sieging up outside the 3rd. And the GG is called. Indaend falls to Metalcore, bringing the map score to 5-2 in favor of Luck13. Once again, if you're just joining us, my name is Danimal from CTsix, casting a week one match of Luck13 versus CTsix EU division, EU squad. Currently the score is 5-2 in favor of Luck13. What is this? I promise it's 5-2. Let's get the score screen updated here. There we go. So that was a TvP that we just saw. Power of Mech versus Protoss tends to be underrated. It's underrated. I like that. I like that proxy. I like the balls behind it. So I'm going to take a very quick break. Hope you'll bear with me.